Okay. Hi, everyone. Just setting up for the live Zoom stream. So bear with me 1 second. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday. Right, let's get ready here. Just testing to make sure everything is working. And let's set up the share. Alrighty, okay, let's get going. So today's session is all about, are you ready for your profitable email marketing campaign? Let me just double check this is showing properly. Yes, I can see that that's showing properly. Okay, so are you ready for your next profitable email marketing campaign? Now, I'm not an email marketing expert. So what I'm going to be talking to you about is what you need to do as a business, how you need to be prepared for, oh, something weird is going on here. How you need to be prepared for your next marketing campaign. So I think that I'm live streaming properly and that it is all happening correctly, although some weird stuff is happening on one of the screens next to me. So I'm going to try not to worry too much about that and just go back into my Zoom room. All right, so here we are, sharing the screen. And this session is my top tips for email marketing success. And I'm all about profitable marketing. You know that about me. And I have tailored this very much towards industries that are highly regulated or highly scrutinized. These are my top tips for making sure that your next email marketing campaign is going to be successful and profitable. So we're going to be talking about lots of different things that are not to do with what buttons to press, what softwares to use, you know, exactly what words to use, all of those things. These are all things that we need to make sure we are doing so that we're completely prepared to go down the route of having a successful email marketing campaign. The first thing that I want to talk about is personalization. Now, the way that I'm approaching this is, let's make sure that we know our customers, especially the problems that we solve for them and the pains that they have, so well that when we speak to them in our email marketing, that it sounds like we know them. That's really what I mean by personalization. I don't just mean, you know, how to make every email say someone's first name, or how to make every email contain someone's business name, or how to make someone's email, you know, contain maybe the location where they live. All those things are interesting and all those things help. But really what I'm talking about is more from the point of view of what do we do that helps solve their problem? What do we do that helps them with their pain? Okay. One size does not fit all, so make sure that you're speaking to different types of different types of customers in different ways. So, and let me give you an example. So, for example, I have a client who has bought one of my programs. They've bought one of my products. They've bought one of my services. So I know that they are already using something that I've helped them with. And then I have another audience who haven't worked with me yet, but they've subscribed to my newsletter and they're interested in what I do, but they haven't bought anything from me yet. The conversation that I want to have with the person that has bought something from me or bought a service or product, or whatever from me, those conversations are all about how they can get more out of the thing that they've bought from me. So let's just say they've bought a brand story strategy from me. I want to be talking to them about how they can utilize the information in that brand story and apply it to their website. I want to give them tips and ideas for how they can use that brand story on their website. Or I want to give them ideas for how they can use that brand story and those concepts in their pitch deck, or in their social media, or in their email marketing itself. Okay, I want to give them ways to apply and examples of how the product that they've already bought from me or the service that they've already bought from me can be used even better. Ideas for how we can do that. And then, of course, in my audience that haven't worked with me yet, I want to be talking about the clients that bought the thing and how they're using it, and some of the ideas for what I could potentially, what the product or the service that I'm offering them can be applied. So they get a real insight into how that service or product will work in their world. And we can use customer data to enhance that, to make the relevant. So we know that somebody's bought a product and we know which product they've bought. So maybe we can talk to them about specifically that product and make it just so relevant for them that they really get so much value. And then also, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the automations and workflows. So say, for example, we're sending out an email and we've got a button in that email that says, take me to the next step, whatever that next step might be. Perhaps I've gone on to talk to them about another service that might help them with applying their brand strategy, like my content strategy. So my content matrix will help them to apply some of the key messages and the key words and the key concepts that were established in their branding strategy, that they can then apply in their content strategy. And my content strategy really helped them with how to apply that across their different channels. So making the next step automation. So if they click the button, making that trigger another email that might talk to them about how they could get involved or how they could purchase the next stage of the service, perhaps. So looking out for what actions customers are taking, what interests, what are they clicking on, what are they commenting on, how are they engaging with you, what is it that they're interested in, and what their preferences are. If they're interacting more on social media, maybe they're a LinkedIn, maybe they're on LinkedIn, maybe they're on Facebook, wherever they are, let's be in their preferred environment and talk to them in a way that makes them that they're most comfortable in. And we can take the conversation into their emails but refer back to the fact that we're connected with them on LinkedIn, for example. And there's some awesome softwares that can do this linking into someone's inbox from the social media. So we can, if you're interested in talking to me about that, then do send me a message in my direct messages and let me know, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about that. Next, we've got engaging and value-driven content. So this is all about how we can make content that is really providing real value. And the way that we do that is we explain a topic or a concept, and then we explain how that concept can be applied to them in their scenario as close as we can. Of course, we're not, mind readers, but this comes back into how well we know our ideal target audience and how well we can articulate how we solve their problems. So this is about adding real value. And in terms of the commercial finance space, maybe we're talking to other businesses who have struggles in terms of cash flow. We can really add value as a commercial finance broker, for example. You can really add value in emails, just identifying ways that people can, businesses can consolidate their funding. Maybe they can, cut back on expenditure. Maybe they can free up capital from invoices. We can talk about different ideas that they might not necessarily know about. It's really important that we can elaborate on some of these things and then show them how easy it is for you to make that happen for them. A lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of people think that it's, that things are really more complicated than they necessarily are. So make it as simple as possible and show them how simple it is, and show them how to apply some of the concepts and the topics and advice. So addressing their real pain points, especially at the moment in the economy, the cash flow is a real pain point for businesses. So talk about the things that we know people are experiencing, but also talk about things that we know are struggles for that particular audience. So let's just say in legal services, if we're a wills and probate, maybe the stress and strain of making sure that we're getting enough money together on a regular basis has put put wills and things on a back burner. But it's really important to show the value of having these kinds of things in place so that we can remind them that it is a priority, and that putting it off is probably exacerbating in the long run a really putting the family at risk even further than what it is. So just knowing what people are going through and speaking to those pain points. Knowledge is power. So share the insights, share the advice. There might be some stories that you know of, where people could have had lasting powers of attorney in place before something actually happened and the person wasn't able to make decisions on their own behalf. Maybe you know some stories. Maybe you have some advice. Maybe you can pinpoint milestones or red flags in people's pathways that they can start to identify when they're on a path to risk. Same thing with insurance brokers. You guys know so many stories of people who've left it just to the last minute and then something's happened and they haven't had cover. I'm sure that you've been approached by loads and loads of people who have, who have through no fault of their own, got into a situation that they can't cover their income, and they could have had insurance in place, and they just don't. So maybe, planting those seeds and just talking to people about the wider picture, and how you can help them. So top tip here is create a content calendar. This is something that I can help you with if you want to have a branding strategy and a content strategy. The content calendar is part of that strategy, part of the content strategy, and it just balances all the different types of posts or types of information that you share, types of emails that you send out, whether it's promotional, whether it's educational, and just make sure that you're getting that balance. There is a delicate balance to be had between educating and promoting, and vary the formats as well, so that you're not just doing written format or just doing video format. People communicate in all sorts of different ways. It's really good to vary the formats and make sure that you're getting, covering all of the different types of formats in a really good way. So number 3 is mobile optimization. This is non-negotiable anymore. Most of us have one of these things stuck to us at all times, at least one. A lot of us have 2, sometimes even 3. So don't underestimate how much information is being consumed on here. And I have sausage fingers, but even I still consume a lot of information on my mobile phone. So make sure that your emails are responsive on mobile, that they look impeccable. Impeccable varies on different devices. So make sure that you're checking each different device. Make sure it's coming across properly. Test your email templates. That's a top tip. Don't make them too fancy. There's a lot of technical reasons for that, but the non-technical reason for that is it's just simply distracting. And the more that you can make your emails look like an email that you've just typed up, the better. I don't know if any of you have, gone into a lot of detail about what works and what doesn't work in terms of like how we digest information, how the brain takes information in. But really, the more kind of HTML and designed and images, it clogs up not only in the technical space, doesn't only clog up the email servers, but it also clogs our mind up. So keep it super simple is my advice. And test different templates, test different devices, test different email clients. Make sure you guarantee that there's a consistent user-friendly experience across all of your emails. And once you've optimized that, just keep using that. Once you've figured out what works, just stick to that one template and keep it simple and just keep using that. Next is harnessing the power of A/B testing. And I'm a big believer in ABC and plus testing. Identifying what works best for your audience is key to profitable and successful email marketing. Experimenting with what it looks like, experimenting with subject lines and calls to action and buttons, content length, visual elements, designed, graphical elements, and optimizing your campaigns is a continuous journey. It's something that we should be doing on a regular basis. Every time we go for an email campaign, we should be optimizing, checking the data, making sure that it works, and learning more about our audience as we go. there will be information coming through to you as you go about your daily work as a broker, as a business owner. You will be learning all the time. Apply that learning to your email campaigns. Make sure that you keep on optimizing. Test one variable at a time. So, for example, test a subject line, and then test a call to action, and then test some kind of graphical representation of something. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit by saying include a graphic, but sometimes a graphic can be more user-friendly than a whole heap of text. So there's a lot of things that you can test and play with and to optimize the profitability and success of your email marketing campaigns. So finally, we go on to number 5. Automate, nurture, convert. I am not necessarily a massive advocate of automations because I find there's more risk with automations because of the problem of not knowing your audience well enough can actually lead to a damaging conversation. So automation, when you know your audience really, really well, is fantastic. So this is a recommendation for automations and nurturing and converting. This is for when you know your audience really well. And the only way to do the knowing your audience really well is to do the work. There's a lot of work. We need to talk to your audience. We need to ask them questions. We need to understand every aspect of the different pains that they are dealing with that we can help them solve. Not guessing, not assuming, actually knowing, which means talking to them and finding out what it is. And as a professional broker, as a professional services provider in highly scrutinized and highly regulated industries, you will be talking to people all the time. And it's just about applying that knowledge, it's just about applying those insights into your automations. Automated drip campaigns are really successful when they nurture leads correctly and when they're personalized correctly. Things like welcome emails, onboarding sequences, abandoned cart sequences can really have a massive impact on your conversion rate. And you might not be, in terms of abandoning a cart, you might not be selling a product that's in a cart. You may just be, selling an appointment. It's all the same thing. If somebody's gone on and clicked and a booking hasn't happened, then we can make reminders, we can automate sequences that remind people, that they've clicked on something and they haven't actually completed it. Sometimes people get distracted. I get distracted all the time, 100%. Oh, shiny thing, let's go there. So it's really important to remind people if they've clicked on something, started an action and haven't completed it. And automations can really, really help with that. So top tip is to implement some kind of a lead scoring system to identify hot prospects and to do trigger targeted emails based on their engagement levels, which means if they've engaged with you a certain amount of time on LinkedIn, for example, maybe they've, commented or engaged or liked or shared some of your content. Maybe they've DM'd you, direct messaged you, whatever it is. Maybe after they've been, involved in your world and active in your social media LinkedIn world for a while, it might be a good time then to trigger an email that says, I've noticed that you've been engaging. Thank you for your comments. That I've really enjoyed them, blah, blah, blah. Would it be useful to have a meeting? Would it be useful to learn more about each other? And send an email that invites them to book a meeting with you. So, and these things are very possible to do. In fact, I know some fantastic softwares that work really, really well for this. So if you're at the stage where you know your target audience and how you solve their problems, and you know the things that they're dealing with, then it might be good to have a quick chat to see how ready you are to actually go ahead with a campaign like that. So more than happy to help. Give me a call. This is my mobile number. Give me a call. I'd love to have a chat, and we can talk about your next email marketing campaign, and making that as profitable as possible. So the next session is next Thursday. Next week, we're talking about, are you ready for your next profitable social media campaign? A lot of people are doing social media campaigns. A lot of people are broadcasting loads and loads of information. They have schedulers and they have things popping out, posts popping out across multiple different channels, and it's filling up their days, or filling up their schedulers, and there's 3, 4, 5 posts a day going on. How profitable is that? This is what we want to get to the bottom of. Profitable social media marketing. What does it look like? And are you ready for it? So thank you ever so much. That is the end of my live broadcasted session. I have got some questions that I've been sent in advance. So if you have questions and you want to learn a little bit more about, get some actual information from me about your particular campaign and how that is working, then register for the live stream Zoom, in where you can be in the room with me, ask me all of your questions. We'll workshop some answers for that, and you can learn how to make your own profitable marketing campaign, a bigger success than ever before. So I've put the link to register in the comments, in the chat. No, it's not let me do that. Okay, well, I will put it in after this live stream has loaded onto my channels. I will put the link in there so that you can book into the live Zoom and ask me questions. I'm going to end the live stream now, but I'm going to keep on some of the people that are in the room, and we will be talking about all of their strategies for their email marketing and how to make their email marketing even more profitable. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Have an incredible weekend when it arrives, and hope you guys stay well. Take care.